Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I hope all of you are able to listen to me. You know very well that in the last lessons we were going through the chapter number 8, animations in Flash. In this chapter, basically we are concentrating on different tools available for making animations. All these students will keep the cameras closed. Okay. We had discussed about the timeline and layers. What is the purpose of layer? What is the purpose of timeline? How do we use the timeline for different types of objects? And we had said that we will use the different layers for different objects, and we will control the movement of the object over the timeline. So basically we were going through chapter number 8. Now, as you know that there is an important announcement for you. You have been already announced, but I would like to tell you regarding my subject, that is computer science. You are going to have your test, monthly test for the computer science. Inshallah, most probably on 30th of November. I will also upload the schedule in your Google Classroom. I will upload the schedule in your Google Classroom so that you can know on which day your computer science test is there. So inshallah on 30th of November you are going to have your monthly test. Now you know that when 30th of November is Monday. One Monday is there tomorrow and the next Monday would be there on which you are going to have your test. Keep in mind that on Monday we don't have our class. We don't have our class on Monday. But the test has been scheduled in fourth unit. And fourth unit timing, I would like to tell you. The timing of the fourth unit is 10:45 to 11:25. Okay. Now, what kind of questions will be there in your test? First, you should know what will be the chapter. The chapter will be chapter 7 that we have studied. We have studied these two chapters, chapter 7 and 8. So, I would like to give you a quick revision for chapter number 7 today so that we should know what kind of questions will be there. Keep in mind, it will not be from the test will not be from the exercise questions only. You will be asked unseen questions from the text of the chapter. For example, define, let's suppose, pen tool. What is the purpose of the pen tool? What is the purpose of a layer? Eyedropper tool. What does an eyedropper tool do? Okay, how we can draw different types of objects, how we can import an image in our Flash, how we can transform the image, what is the purpose of transforming tool. The steps will not be asked to you, the steps won't be there, that how you are going to insert an image in your document, in your Flash. This type of questions will not be there because these are practical in nature. These need to have computer systems in front of you, but the questions will be there for defining, explaining, choose the best answer from the given options, as most questions will be from the MCQs. The test will be of 20 marks. Test will be of 20 marks, 15 MCQs and 5 mark for a short question that you need to write on paper and you have to submit it using your Google Classroom. As you had taken your uh, half yearly exam, that first term exam. So what was there in the first term exam? MCQ paper was there and subjective paper was there. In MCQs paper, you submitted the MCQs online directly. So over here, same would be the case. But in the short questions, you have to write the answer on paper and you have to submit its image. So, and there will be only 5 marks for the short questions. 15 marks are there for the MCQs. So, most probably it will be the format as I have discussed with you. So, inshallah, I will further inform you about it. But this schedule is confirmed, and I am going to upload this schedule in your Google Classroom so that you can see it from here as well. Up to here, if you have got any question about the test, please ask me. If you've got any question about it, anything that you want to clarify. Okay. So what are these students? Who are these students? Today, let me mark attendance. Abila, Zainab, Suhail, and then up to Adan. No one has got any question. All the things are clear to all of you. Okay, now come to the chapter. Fine. What is the purpose of the transform tool? Yes, please raise the hand. What is the purpose of the transform tool? What does it do? Free transform tool. Please raise the hand. Anyone who will explain me the purpose of free transform tool? Adin.
Sir, to resize something
To resize any object.
in in any shape or in any direction.
Yeah, we can resize the object in any direction, lengthwise or breadthwise. Your answer is definitely correct. Now I would like to. Now this is the answer. Means whenever you have a clear concept, you are going to write the proper answer. For example, if you were have a statement, which of the following tool is used to resize an image, you want to increase the size or decrease the size of an image in your flash, what tool is there that you are going to use? You are going to say that I am going to use the free transform tool. Okay, let's suppose now this is the object. How we can have the free transform tool? This is the free transform tool. We can directly press the Q button, just like right now I have selection button. But if I press Q button, then I will have a free transform tool directly, or I will click on it. Either I will click on it, I will press Q. If I want to increase the width, I can increase in this way. I want to increase the height, I can increase in this way. Okay. Now, if I want to increase with a regular proportion of length and breadth, I will come to the corner and I will press shift. Keep in mind, by pressing shift, length and breadth will be increased or decreased with the same ratio, so that square will not be converted into rectangle. Getting this point? Shift button is shift command is there. Shift button is used when you are transforming, when you are increasing the size of an object, when you are increasing the size of an object and you want to make its ratio in the same way, ratio should not be disturbed. So then you are going to have, let's suppose we have a rectangle. We have a rectangle. Okay, let's suppose we have this rectangle. We want to increase or decrease its size. I did not take the stroke null. Now if I press control, if I press Q or I take this, then I will press shift, then you will see that the length and breadth ratio will remain same. Okay, this is how we are going to use the free transform tool. I would like to ask you now about Moving an object. How we can move an object? What is the tool which is used to move an object from one place to another? Who will tell me about it? Please raise the hand and I need the answers quickly. Raise the hand and let me know the answers. Yes. Moving an object. How we can move the object in Flash? Which tool is used for this purpose? Please raise the hand. Yes, Bashair.
Sir, we can move an object by selecting it. And sir, I think selection tool is used for it.
You are sure?
No, sir.
Why you are not sure? Which other tool is there for this purpose? Definitely, this is the selection tool. Definitely. When we press V, we can have the selection tool or we click the selection tool. Selection tool is not going to make any change over here, but it is going to displace the object. How I am displacing the object? Using selection tool. When we had created twin motion, let's suppose this object is here. I press F, I press F6 on frame 50 and I said that change the position of this object. How I am changing the position of the object? Just because of the selection tool, this tool. On frame 1 it is here and on frame 50 it is here. What I will do? I will create twin motion, then it will move. So using selection tool we can change the position. What other things are there that we can do with the selection tool? Now this is the question. What other things are there that we can do with a selection tool? Let's suppose this is the object. Let me take the no outline option. Yes, who will tell me about it? What are the other things that we can do using selection object? Selection tool. Yes, Bashair, can you tell about it? Anyone? I had explained this thing. No one can say that I did not explain. Please raise the hand. Can we change the shape of the object using selection tool? Is there any method for it? We can change the position of the object. We know about it using selection tool. We can change the position of the object using selection tool. This thing is clear to all of you. Is there any other application of the selection tool? Yes, Adin.
Sir, by dragging those dots, we can make another shapes.
We can make another shape. This thing is correct. How? Can you explain about it?
Sir, by dragging them.
But when we drag it in this way, it changes its position. It's changed its position. I had explained this thing. If we bring now, see the mouse cursor. Right now, mouse cursor is a black arrow with a dotted rectangle. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Dotted rectangle. If we bring it to the corner, it will be converted to angle. Can you see this? All the students.
Yes, sir.
It is converted to a rectangle. Sorry, an angle. When we bring the mouse cursor to any side, plane side, it is converted to arc. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
These are the other application. Now see, if I bring to the corner, and I increase this corner, I can change the shape of the object in this way.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I press Control Z. If I bring the mouse cursor to any side, it will be converted to arc. I can make this side in a rounded position. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
This application I had used when I told you how to convert a star into a flower. Remember?
Yes, sir.
We had converted one star into a flower. How we converted? We did not use any specific tool to draw the flower. We had drawn one star and then we converted its corners into round shapes and it was converted into a shape of a flower.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is another application. Normally when we are using it, it is changing the position. But when we are bringing the mouse cursor to any of the position, what we can do, we can drag that particular corner. And other important thing is that we can do with it, just like if I take another example. If you want to, for example, this is the rectangle. If you want to make it, if you want to make one corner over here, what we can do, we will press the control button and we can create one corner over here. This is another application in the same way, but it will be done by pressing control, otherwise it will not be done. For example, if I want to create one, if I will drag it from here, it will create the arc, control Z. But I want to have a corner over here on this position. I will press the control button and then I will drag, then the corner will be created. Are you getting this? I will come here, I will keep the press control button and then I can create multiple corners. N number of corners I can create in any other object. And even I can bend it inside. If I bring the mouse cursor over here and I press control and I convert it in this way, press control and I convert it in this way. So means I can turn the shape into different kind of shapes, in different kinds of shapes. I am just telling you the application of this selection tool, how we can use the selection tool. Let's suppose we have got one oval shape. What we are going to do, we can change its shape in any direction. Okay, any direction. Now we can create a corner in it. By pressing mouse cursor, we can create a corner. We can create any corner anywhere to convert its shape to any other shape. Whatever the thing that you are trying to make, basically it depends what kind of object is there that you are going to draw. So this would be the method that you can use to draw different kind of objects by converting a regular shape into another shape. These are the different applications of the move tool I have explained you. How you will be asked in the exam about eyedropper tool. Who will tell me the purpose or the function of the eyedropper tool? Please raise the hand. Yes, kindly raise the hand. Eyedropper tool. Don't you remember the purpose of eyedropper tool? It is already written in front of you. Yes, Bashair.
Sir, we can fill our objects with colors, and we can make it more beautiful with the help of eyedropper tool.
Eyedropper tool is basically to pick the color only. This is the objective. Let's suppose if I have an image, let me give you any other example. I press Ctrl 2. Why I always give you the practical example so that you can remember it in a better way. Okay, I go to the desktop. Import to stage. I have taken one image. The image size is too large. Okay, let me make it small. 550 by 400. Okay, now you can see that this is the image. Now if I want to take, let's suppose if I want to take this sky color, it is very difficult for me to go there in the fill tool and find out this color. I will it will not be the same. If I take one object over here, I want to fill this object with this color, sky color. If I go there directly to the paint bucket tool or fill tool, and I try to find out the sky color, not necessary that these colors are matched. No, these are not matched. But I want to have this color in it, for example. How I'm going to do this? I will find out, but I'm unable to find out the same match. The same match will not be available. It will be difficult for us, even if we try hundreds of times. It is difficult for us to find out the same kind of match. Difficult for us. What we are going to do, we are going to take this eyedropper tool. We will click on the sky. Now you can see that this fill color has got this color, and now this is matched. This is matched. Why it is matched? Because we took the color from there. You can see over here. Similarly, if I want to take any color from any picture, I want to make a matching for it. Let's suppose this is the grass color, and I want to take this color. So I will click on this grass. Then this color will be available to me. And suppose I want to type some text over there with it. So now how I match this color? I match this color because of the eyedropper tool. This is basically the objective. The eyedropper tool is used to pick the color from any image, any existing object available in the animation. We can pick the color from there. What is the purpose of the pen tool? Yes, who will tell me about the pen tool? Pen tool. Yes, kindly. Don't you know? Why do we use the pen tool? Yes, please.
Pen tools are used for making lines
Making lines and
and drawing images.
yes, pen tool is there. You can see this. Here is the pen tool. P for pen. When we press P, we have the pen tool. So we can take this pen tool to draw different kind of objects over here. When we take the pen tool, we can draw different kinds of objects depending on our requirement. But keep in mind that pen tool is different from the pencil tool. Pencil tool is basically used to make freehand work. It is very freehand work. But this is not the case in the pen tool. What happens in the pen tool? When we take a pen tool, you can see that if I am drawing something, what kind of line is there I am going to draw, I can draw it. The position where from where we will leave the object, we can draw some other curved lines and straight lines. You will see the dots available over here. These are the different dots which are available. And using these dots, we can draw multiple lines with it. So here you can see that pen tool is used for drawing precise paths like straight lines and smooth curves. It is drawing the straight lines or smooth curves. You can also adjust the angles and length of straight line segment and the slope of the curve. After even drawing by pen, when we have drawn it. We can make changes in it. So if you need to draw some different things using straight lines or using curves, then you are going to take. But if you are interested to draw with a free hand drawing, then it's better and recommended that you should take pencil tool or paintbrush tool. Pencil tool and paintbrush tool are much better. Okay, just like in this example, they have shown you how you can draw using pen tool. Wherever you will click, you are going to merge different objects. So it will auto connect it. This is done via pen tool. It is going to connect it. Let's suppose if you want to do some mountain, how you are going to do? Any object that you want to draw in the form of lines can be drawn using pen tool. Let's suppose if I want to draw a boat in a very precise steps, I can do this. If I want to draw mountains in a very precise steps, I can do this. If you want to draw a hut, I will take the pen tool. So using pen tool, what you can do, you can draw different pieces of lines to make some object. Okay, just like I have drawn over here. Now if an object is there which is simple object and not filled, what tool is there which is available? Paint bucket tool. Using paint bucket tool, you can select any color and you can fill this object, any of the object that you have got, just like I fill it over here in some different colors. Okay, similarly, if I take the pen tool and I join this point to this point to this point, and I fill it over here with the paint bucket tool with gray color. We can join these pieces by right clicking and by saying convert to symbol. In this way, we can join multiple pieces of the objects. So this what is the purpose of the pen tool? Pen tool is used to draw line segments joining the last end of the line with the new line. As I have told you in this example, we can increase the thickness of the line from here from this option quite easily. I think so. Now pen tool is clear to all of you. We had discussed about it, but I have explained you some more options regarding pen tool, and I had explained you the pencil tool as well. All the objectives of different types of tools should be clear to you. What is basically the purpose of a specific tool and what are different functionalities, different applications of a single tool. As I explained you in the selection tool, I explained you in the selection tool how you can use the selection tool for rounding an object, for creating a new corner, for changing the position. Multiple objectives are there for one tool. Free transform is also used for rotation. If a question comes, which tool is used to make rotation in the which tool is used to make rotation in the object, what you are going to say? You are going to say free transform tool. Why? When we take this free transform tool, when we bring the mouse cursor over here, it gives you the rotational symbol. Can you see this? Rotation is possible. Scaling, what is meant by scaling? Scaling means resizing. Scaling an object. Keep in mind, scaling means resizing. How scaling is done? With the free transform tool. Scaling is done with the free transform tool. Gradient transform tool, what does it do? Gradient is basically applied to an object. You can transform the gradient by adjusting its size, direction, or center to modify the gradient fill. Gradient is basically a fill color. We can change multiple colors in the gradient by transforming it. Let me take another example. If I take an object and I take multiple colors from here, okay, let me take the rectangle. Okay, now then this object, if I want to apply the gradient tool, you can see that this is basically the image of the gradient tool. This is the gradient tool available over here. When you click the free transform tool, it is available with it. This is the gradient tool. Keep the free transform tool pressed whenever there are multiple objects. Simple small arrow is given over here, which is showing that some other options are there. Now this is basically the free transform tool. We can change different colors in it. If we go to the color palette and we select some multiple colors, if we apply the free transform tool, please see over here and do practice for this. Can you see this? We can have multiple colors in one object. How I am doing this? Just because I have selected this tool, gradient transform tool, which is basically the used for free transform of colors. I am not changing the shape of the object. I am changing multiple colors in it. We can change it linearly and we can change it centrally. Centrally, we can change its position. Can you see this? We may have multiple colors with it. This central round is showing you basically how we can change it centrally. And this arrow is showing you how we can change it linearly to make multiple colors selection. When it will be narrow, there will be narrow lines of multiple colors. We can also change the direction by rotating the object color. Keep in mind all these things that we are applying, we are not changing the shape of the object that we have drawn. It is similar, it is same rectangle. But what we are doing, we are changing the colors inside. We are changing and rotating the colors inside available in this way. We can make multiple changes. This is the way how we can apply gradient transformation. Gradient transformation is basically the color transformation, keep in mind. Gradient transformation is not related to the image object, no, but it is related to the so I hope all these things are clear to all of you and you will go through this chapter because this chapter is very important for our test. Mostly the things will be asked from this chapter. What are different options? What are different menus? How we can switch on toolbox? How we can switch on by going to window? Tools are there? Yes, there are tools. You can switch on and off the tools from here. How we can switch on and off the property window? Go to the command in Windows, find out that properties are there or not. So such kind of things which are basically common things, these are going to be asked. Properties. Control F3 is used to switch on or off the properties. I hope all these things are clear to all of you. Thank you so much.